All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to Stellingshire Homestead. So we're here on the second floor, and we dispersed doors, yeah, to where they need to go. See another one there, another one there. And because my grandpa is actually coming over to help me tomorrow, but we did not finish up the trim on that yet because I've been working on other projects. So now I got to climb all the way up this to grab the brad nail gun. You can see it hiding behind that. And there's a lot of other things that happened. I was actually sitting on the couch prior to coming up here. Normally I'm not up here this late in the evening. It's like 8 o'clock. And I had sent an email to my plumber Monday. It is now Wednesday. Asking on Monday, hey, is there a chance you could send a guy out as soon as possible to put in my upstairs tub, shower and tub spout and valves and things. And I was sitting here Wednesday. I was just about to call my dad, and all of a sudden I get an invoice for the total, the bill. So I was like freaking out about it. And lo and behold, they have it done. They didn't like tell me they were coming over. They just like showed up and then sent me a bill for it, which is awesome, honestly. So it's all in and done. We've got the multi-adjustable shower head with a couple different settings on the top, a pretty nice unit. And we got the tub spout and everything in. So the only thing I have to do really is take a vacuum this out, put some caulking, which I already have. It's sitting right there around the top edge of this, right through here. The top edge of this, the top edge of that. And then this I can leave alone. So I'll do a little bit of caulking there. And then you got to caulk this top seam where the drywall meets the tub. But you do that after, ladies and gentlemen, you paint. So what we'll do is we'll take some paint. We'll like draw a line here all the way up, and we'll paint the top section, including the ceiling. I'll probably just end up painting it white because that's easy. And this whole shebang should be good to go. It's not going to take me more than I don't know, 2-3 days to finish the rest of that up with all my other projects going on. So that's awesome. I've got the vacuum already up here. It's not going to take a whole lot of time, which is good. So I've got all that stuff. It's done. I don't have to worry about it. And the plumber charged me 1 hour's worth of their time plus a service call to come out here. The total ended up being $19. So overall worth it. It was, I didn't want to accidentally do something wrong when I was sweating or when I would have had to sweat the tub spout on. The way Delta does that for their kit is kind of silly. The other thing that we were working on today is when you've got all that stuff, if you watch the channel, you know that I live just a little ways away, and actually it's on the same property, and I have a shipping container full of a bunch of stuff because we had moved into the tiny house from a 2-bedroom apartment. And so we had a bunch of shelves in the shipping container with all of our 2-bedroom apartment stuff. And the eventual goal was to move it into this house. And we're at that point. It's been 4 years. So I was like trying to figure out where to put stuff. The whole floor is just filled with things right now. I mean, yeah, I could clean some of this up, but it would take way longer to clean it up than to just make a shelf. So I took last night and tonight, and I finished a shelf just like the ones I've got in my shipping container, and it works really well. Thankfully I've got all these boards lying around, and I've got a bunch of like sheet plywood still that are just leftovers from building the house. I'm happy I saved all that stuff. And now I've got a 3-tier shelf with room for another one potentially on the top, as well as a bottom section to store things in, and it's an honestly really solid shelf unit. I've built this is probably my 7th or 8th one of these. They're not too bad. You basically just make a little frame. You can see the frame underneath. It's a 8-foot 2x4 that spans from this side all the way to the other side. You put a brace in the middle, and you finish the box on each side. And then you make these like ladder style things. Every 24 inches I measure, and I put a piece in here to hold this shelf up until I can screw it in from the back. I've got 2 screws here on each side. You can see them over here that screw into this 2x4 that holds everything up. And they're strong enough actually that like Maddie was like laying down on this one earlier. I could just as easily lay down on it. I weigh over 300 pounds. So this shelf holds more than 300 pounds, and if you're just throwing like Rubbermaid totes of stuff on here, it's a super useful shelf to get stuff off of your floor. So like these two things right here, like these Rubbermaids, I'm gonna plop them on the shelf and they're out of the way and I don't have to think about it. So if you honestly want to do this yourself, just some like 2 3/4 inch construction screws, and I think we used probably about 10 8-foot 2x4s. I didn't use all 8-footers. I used a lot of 12s because that's just what I happen to have like lying around here. I've got like 12s, 14s, and a lot of 2x6s too. So really not overly expensive as a project. And I know a shelf that's very similar to this at Menards costs you like more than $150. And I know the wood costs less than that. As far as the sheet goods go, you could get away with a full sheet of plywood and a half sheet, which I know is usually around 25-ish bucks a sheet for a 1/2 inch, or like 11, what am I thinking of? Not 11/16. 5/8 or 3/8 or something OSB, which is not too expensive. And this one's actually bigger than the ones you can get pre-made, or assembly made, I should say. So totally worth doing. The thing that makes it strong is actually this cross brace in the back. You just screw it to each one of the shelves. It makes it so the shelf doesn't tip this way. And by virtue of all these things being connected together, it does not tip like forward and backward. It works out really nice. So we'll have to take some of this stuff. We'll get it out of the way. We'll have a little more room down here, hopefully. I'm like thinking of all the different things I can put on there right now. I got to organize all this stuff yet. It's kind of a mess. And the catalyst that sparked this was, like I said, I was trying to get other things out of the shipping container, and I found a old but good relic. I don't know if you guys can see that, but you don't leave that just lying around. A GameCube. Like anybody who's played GameCube growing up, it's kind of like the N64 of my lifetime. I was old enough to have an N64, but I did not. My friends all did, and I loved going to their houses to play. And then when I finally got the GameCube, they came to my house to play. It was awesome. Thanks, Mom and Dad, if you're watching. That was like a huge win when I was a kid. So that's a quick update. Hopefully my grandfather will be here tomorrow. We're going to install some of those doors on the second floor. We got them all for the first floor too, put in their spots that they're supposed to go. I was just excited to see a shower that was pretty much done. So we'll catch you in a bit. All right, welcome back. So we're in the process of getting the stuff off of these edges. It's been probably 5 minutes. I've gotten that far. I've got a lot of this like putty stuff to continue taking off all along, and I've got it in a good position now that I can at least get at all this stuff. While I'm doing this, Maddie is actually upstairs and she's painting at least one wall in the bathroom, and so we're gonna wait for her to finish that up. Anna, stop jumping on me. We're gonna wait for her to finish that up, and we'll check in with her when she's a little closer to done. So right now we're gonna work on this. She's gonna work on that, and then hopefully we can get this done by the end of the day. At least the paint, and then we'll be able to do some things with the shower up there. We bought a shower curtain and everything else, so we'll come back to you in a bit. And now that I've got 2 dogs, this is what I get to deal with when I bring them both up here. They're being loud. Fonzie, Anna. They're just playing. I'm gonna have them get off the counter, or the, my goodness. I'll have them get off the cabinet though. I'll probably prop that up here. I don't want them to scratch it with their claws. All right, we finished our part of this. This was probably, I don't know, half hour-ish, 45-minute job. Takes a lot of scraping with that scraping tool, our putty knife, to get that done. But between the plastic one and the metal one, it actually worked out pretty good. So that's scraped now. The next thing, at least for this, is to get stop valves here. And then we should be able to put those in the cabinet and just slide them right where we need them to go. This should stick almost exactly out where we want it to stick. So we'll take care of that. We'll get some stop valves sweated on that. and then we'll be good to go. Let's take a walk upstairs, and I'll show you how Maddie's doing. Oh, and this is the cabinet we got for upstairs. Basically matches the one that we have for downstairs, and we're doing good here. We're getting that blue on. That's actually a nice dark blue too. That's a good color. So getting it painted on. I see you got some on the ceiling.
I might have accent just a little bit.
But otherwise it's going good. So we'll come back to you when we get more of this done. I'll have to caulk these 3 things, and eventually the, like I said, the corner bit that sits down in here. So we'll take care of that in a bit.
I do recommend brushes that have stronger bristles because I keep losing them in my paint job. So,
Okay.
if you're at home and you're gonna do this yourself, invest a little more in your brush.
Okay. All right, so we got this much done. I love that dark blue color. It's gonna dry a little bit lighter than what you see, but that's real nice. What'd you do? Huh?
He's just barking.
Silly Fonzie. So we're definitely gonna leave that the way it is. Now we've got a water resistant exterior wall here. That's good. So we'll let this dry. We're gonna have to caulk these 3 fixture openings, and we should be good to go. That should also be done. And I think we're set after that. The question is now, we've got probably a half quart left. Do we continue and finish out this little wall and the rest of this to go to this corner, or will we not have enough? So that's kind of the question in mind. We'll see what we end up going with here, but I definitely think for the bathroom tub section, that's a lovely color. So don't exactly know what we'll do, but that's a great start. What are your thoughts?
I'm still thinking.
I really like it.
Oh, on the color? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great.
the color is lovely.
For a
$2 can of paint?
$2, somebody didn't like this color because we mismixed it, it's great.
So that's what we got going for us. I personally think we've got enough paint that we could do this side, the front, and even this wall here. And then if we still had enough left over, we might be able to get away with this section. But I think this whole thing, really, this wraparound wall should be blue, because then we would have an accent wall here for this side, and then when you're in this space, you'd have one accent wall here because you wouldn't see blue anywhere else. You know what I mean? The rest of the house, or the rest of the bathroom on this side doesn't have any blue. So I personally think we should continue this, at least this section here, all the way to the floor. Keep doing it all the way up to the ceiling on the column, and then finish it out on just this wall for now. We'll call it a night after that. And then those will be painted. We don't have to touch them ever again. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to do that then. So while Maddie's been doing that, she's going to tape that off and we'll continue. While Maddie's been doing that, I've been doing all the miscellaneous things. So we got our double 72-inch vanity for that bathroom, and one of the things we had to do was clamp this and actually get some wood glue down in this joint here because it was separating. So we got it clamped, we got it ratchet strapped. The same sort of thing happened over on this side, and you can see where it's separated down here. It's got a big gap. It's an easy fix. It just takes wood glue, and I only have 3 clamps. So I'm using 2 clamps there and a ratchet strap that'll hopefully fix most of that, and then we'll move that over here and take care of this tomorrow because wood glue is a pretty quick dry. The other thing I've been doing is installing our doorknobs. So I got a doorknob on here now. That works, it's functional. It makes that door stay closed. And then I got a doorknob on the bathroom here too. So when eventually this is all done, we can take a shower. So that's all done, we got that set. My next one, I'm gonna try and get this bedroom door here. So that's my next step. And hopefully it doesn't take me too long. It's a fairly easy process to do. It's just somewhat time consuming with what I've got going on. Trying to help Maddie and do all the other stuff at the same time. So we'll take care of this. I'll come back to you when Maddie and I get a little more done for painting. And hopefully I'll get this doorknob in and maybe that closet that you see just around the corner here. I'm not close enough to get it. But we'll try and get that one done doorknob-wise too. Anyway, we'll see you back here in a few. Well, so we got this one done. I would highly recommend in the future that if you're somebody who's going to be installing doorknobs, have one person do it. Because now that I've done this third one, it's super easy. The latch comes out directly in the center. It was really easy to put those on. And now we've got a functioning, lockable door for this bedroom. So that's all done. Eventually the trim will cover up this space here. So we'll come back to you when more of that bathroom's painted. All right, the painting adventure is done, so that's a good news, and we got this whole accent wall going, and I think that's gonna turn out nice. And paint sealed back up, should be good to go. So what we'll do here, we'll eventually peel this tape off, and we'll put a piece of 1x4 pine trim right in here, and it'll go up to the ceiling, and that'll cover us for the rest of this wall. And then over here, we'll do the same thing. We'll put a piece of pine trim going this way, and we'll lock it off there, and that way we can finish the rest of this in white all the way around, and we should be good just to leave the ceilings as they are. So it's looking pretty nice. Did get this doorknob installed. I think I probably showed you. I did get the other one installed here. You can see that black dot right there where my finger is. And that's what we got done today. So the hope is tomorrow we can take that clamp off, glue this one up, and then maybe, I don't know, do some other miscellaneous things while we got the opportunity. But for now, looking pretty good. Pretty solid deal. And if you're wondering, since this is a coated tub surround, this stuff here, like, well, I'll zoom in a little bit. Super easy just to scratch off. You saw that. Here, I'll do some more. So even after it dries, like this is pretty much dry now, you just scratch it off with your fingernail. So we're not worried about this. It'll pop off pretty easy. And then hopefully we should be set and good to go on everything else. So we'll catch you in a little bit, and we'll probably see you tomorrow. Till then. We had to show you. We're pulling it off now because we did this stuff a little more than a half hour ago. And we want to make sure that we can get this off while it's still somewhat tacky. When you're using non-professional painter's tape, we're just using standard regular masking tape for this. When you're doing masking tape stuff, you want to pull it off and it's still a little tiny bit wet, but still tacky to the touch where you're not like getting paint back on your fingers. So that's what we're doing right now. For the most part, it's looking pretty solid. Good. And then we'll take that and we'll move it. And we have some spots where we accidentally hit the ceiling, but like,
They're so small.
doesn't matter because we're eventually going to paint that white. And just to take a shower in here would be lovely. So we'll finish that out, or at least Maddie will finish that out hopefully. And then we'll get going, right puppies? Yeah, I know. It's almost to our bedtime, isn't it? Pushing 8 o'clock right now. Yeah? You guys gotta wait for just a little bit. Yeah, it's coming off quite nice. That'll work. All right, we'll see you guys later. Till tomorrow. Peace out. Okay, welcome back. We got this glued. Second side's done today. You can kind of see the glue joint. I just put that freshly in there. The other side's all glued up, turned out pretty good. And this space is much cleaner. Not a whole lot to do. We got 1, 2 outlets to hook up. And we're at the point now where we've got this room cleaned up so we can eventually use it. We got a shower curtain. This is this thing. That's what we got. It's like cheap. It's like 10 bucks. And then we did all the caulking on the top. And eventually that'll turn clear so you won't even see it. And we got it all facing so it'll drain into the tub if ever that were to happen. So good to go for now. Like we said, we'll get a piece of trim here. You won't see that transition. It'll be smooth all the way up. Otherwise, that's all we got. That's all done. Fan is working. Turn that off for now because we don't need it. And the lights can be turned off. We'll come back here, I don't know, probably in the next video. We'll show you how that all works and get that all set in and set up. So, till next time, everybody. If you like watching and like what we do, please consider giving us a like and a subscribe here on Facebook. Not Facebook. Oh my goodness. We're on YouTube. Dude, what are you doing? A like and a subscribe here on YouTube. It really helps us do what we do. So, till next time, everybody. Peace out.